So, proper breathing is essential for singers because it helps them control their voice, avoid strain, and increase their vocal range. Breathing helps singers with the following: vocal control. Breathing correctly is super essential for singers. It helps you control things like pitch, volume, tone, and even that lovely vibrato. When you breathe well, hitting the right notes becomes much easier, and you can sing with more power without straining your voice. Not to mention, it gives your tone a richer, fuller sound. Plus, good breath support helps create a beautiful, smooth vibrato that adds a nice flair to your singing. So, working on your breathing can take your singing to the next level and make it even more enjoyable. Range. Mastering the art of breathing empowers singers to unlock a broader spectrum of notes. Strain prevention. Improper breathing can take a toll on your vocal cords, leading to unnecessary strain. On the other hand, embracing proper breathing techniques can significantly ease that tension and help you feel more at ease. Performance. Focusing on proper breathing techniques is crucial for singers who want to improve their vocal performance. By mastering your breath, you can achieve a more transparent and robust tone, enhancing your ability to express emotions in your music. Practicing breath control can lead to significant improvements in your overall singing skills. So now we're going to take a look at a couple of breathing exercises. So before we go into that, I wanted to talk about how do you sing and the physiology behind our vocals. Many wonderful muscles and organs team up to help you share your amazing voice. It might seem simple, but there are actually several fascinating systems at play in your body that allows you to sing beautifully. One key part of singing is breathing. Producing vocals begins not with the vocal cords, but with breathing. Inhaling contracts the diaphragm, allowing the lungs to expand, while exhaling lets the diaphragm relax as air is released. Your breath alongside abdominal and back muscles fuels the sound, supporting the airflow that creates your vocal output. Breath activates the vocal cords, tiny muscle fibers in your larynx or voice box. Supported by muscles in your throat, they produce sound using air from your diaphragm. Good posture while singing prevents obstructions to airflow and enhances voice quality. So remember this during practice, rehearsal, or ministering in song. So we're going to now watch a video about diaphragmatic breathing. We're going to listen to Gabrielle Goodman. She's a professor of music. Thank you. She's a professor of music at Berklee College of Music in the voice department. She's well-versed in jazz, R&B, classical, as well as gospel, has performed with Shaka Khan, Al Jarreau, Nancy Wilson, and Roberta Flack, who calls Goodman one of the finest singers around.
Now we will explore diaphragmatic breathing. Obviously, we're breathing. You are listening to me. You're alive. So you're breathing. And we all are breathing every day. But what happens with diaphragmatic breathing is that it is optimum breathing for singing. In singing, the breathing tends to be different at times because we have to sustain long tones, we have to have breath support for our high notes and for our low notes, and because the breath is the thing that makes the vocal folds vibrate, breathing is what we must control. The diaphragm is located at the base of the rib cage. It assists us. Even as I'm speaking right now, my diaphragm is moving up and down with my lungs because that's what it does every day, all day. However, with diaphragmatic breathing, what we do is we control the diaphragm, the movement of the diaphragm a little bit more. So whenever we inhale, the lungs fill with air and the diaphragm flattens. And then the diaphragm begins to rise, it pushes up against the lungs, and it pushes up the air through the trachea, through the vocal folds, and it makes them vibrate. Have you ever heard or have you ever experienced anyone talking and they're talking like this, or you get to the end of a phrase and you sound like this? It's because you've run out of air. And 9 times out of 10, your diaphragm is very high and you don't have the breath support that you need. The thing that we're controlling right now with diaphragmatic breathing is to keep the diaphragm a little bit lower, a little bit longer, to make it rise a little bit slower so that we have a little bit more breath support as we're singing. So to that end, I have several exercises to work with you for these techniques. One is just a long tone. You sing the tone. Let's choose an F. High singers can sing here. Low singers can sing there. And so we're just going to take this one note and sustain it. And what we do when we're doing this is we want our abdomen to expand. And when the abdomen expands, the diaphragm flattens. When it begins to contract, when we pull our abdominal muscles in, the diaphragm is going to rise. So for this, we're going to sustain this tone, and the whole idea is to leave the diaphragm as flat for as long as possible and to have the abdominal muscles expanded as well as the rib cage, because rib cage expansion is very important as well. If you look at my belly, you'll see that it expands. What's happening on the inside is that the diaphragm is flattening and it's pushing my stomach out. That's why the stomach goes out when we inhale. The thing that we can see on the outside is that the abdomen is expanding, and it looks like this. So whenever we inhale, the expansion happens on the outside, everything sort of goes out. And when we exhale, the muscles contract. So they expand as we inhale, and they contract as we exhale. As singers, we want to try to make this happen as slowly as possible. The thing that we don't want is for our shoulders to be going up and down. All of this movement is relegated to the abdominal area and the rib cage. So if you are standing in front of a mirror, and I encourage you to do so, you want to make sure that you're not doing this. I see this all the time. Right? So it's a little tricky. One of the best ways to really become aware of these muscles is to laugh. Whenever you laugh, your abdominal muscles contract. Most of the time, they do it without us even being aware of it. Doesn't matter whether you're a singer or whatever, these muscles contract when you laugh. As the sound is going out, the muscles are contracting, they're going in. So it's almost like a circular situation. So now I'm going to sustain this one note. So this is for the high voices, this is for the low voices. We're going to expand our abdomen and as we inhale, and then we will sing the note. The air will go out and slowly your abdominal muscles will begin to contract. We're going to count to, let's say, 15, and I'm going to do this on my fingers. Or you can tap it. But for me, I just need to see this visually. So, you want to try to at least get to 15 on that, and then if that's comfortable, go to 20. And then go a half step higher. You may wind up singing a straight tone, or you may wind up singing a tone with vibrato. It's okay. The idea is to sustain the note, making sure that when you inhale, you allow your abdominal muscles to expand, and as you sing, your muscles contract. Also, making sure that you're not lifting your shoulders, just letting your abdominal muscles do all of the work. This is what you want to focus on. So you don't necessarily have to start on an F. This is for high or low voices. You can start on a B flat. Or you can start higher or lower, whatever is comfortable for you. You shouldn't be starting in a part of your voice where you feel like you have to do anything in terms of making adjustments for the passaggio, for that register break. You really want to just focus on the breath. There are so many things that can take our attention away. We can think about, am I at this and this note in my register break, or is my vibrato fluttering? You don't want to focus on those things. You just really want to focus on your abdominal support, your rib cage expansion. They should expand as you inhale. So the expansion also not only happens in your abdomen, but it happens in your back as well. So when you're doing the exercise, the long tone exercise for breathing, you can count with seconds, which are a lot longer than what I just did, or you can do something that's a little faster, like The idea is that you hold a long tone. In this process, there shouldn't be a lot of fluttering. Your tone shouldn't be edgy. If your tone begins to really crack or it's edgy, stop, take a sip of water because you might be dry, you might need to hydrate, and start the process again and try to get the tone as clean as possible.
So we're going to go through the hissing breath exercise. We're going to hear from Janine Gagnier. So she's also a professor of music at Berklee College of Music in the voice department. She travels worldwide as a clinician and performer. She is also the co-founder of Berklee's Performance Well Institute, now Effortless Mastery Institute.
Right now I'm going to take you through one of my favorite exercises. I developed this to give you an opportunity to both breathe in slowly, which helps the breath come in more low into the body where you need it, and also to control the release of the air. So what we're going to do is breathe in to a count of 4, and then hold your breath, and then hiss for a count of 16. We'll do that a couple of times, and we'll breathe in for 3, hold for 3, hiss for 16. Breathe in for 2, hold for 2, hiss for 16, then 1, 1, hiss. And we'll do it together. So here's my random tempo. Ready, breathe in, hold it, and scoop up the air to 4, hold your breath, and hiss. Okay, this time to 3. Hold your breath, 2, 3, and hiss. And repeat with 3. Hold your breath. Okay, now we're going to do 2. And repeat. One, one. Ready? So you're getting just as much air with this. It's just fast. Here we go. 4, 2, 3, 4, and rest. Good, good. The little tip about this to remember is when you have time in your song and your phrasing, Take more time to breathe in. Ah, that was about the 2 counts. If I have to, I'll do it quick. Ah. Even if I have a whole measure, don't wait until the last minute, because that'll throw you off. Good job.
Sit down now. Take a load off. Yeah, I do this quite often, the diaphragmatic breathing and the hissing exercise, because when you think about it, athletes, sorry, I got to be stanza. When you think about it, athletes, they have to practice. Basketball players, they go into, they don't just jump and start shooting hoops. They're practicing. Track stars and soccer ball players, they're all practicing and working on their muscles, right? And so we have to do the same with our diaphragm. Without that diaphragm muscle exhaling, I mean, we do it naturally, but to sing, you have to literally control that action and also know when you're going to sing and what you're going to sing, so you can get the proper breath that you need to carry out these notes. So we're going to go into some vocal warm-up techniques. So warming up before singing is essential. It's an essential part of a healthy vocal practice. It lets you loosen your body and voice, promoting relaxation and focus. Vocal warm-ups are a great way to intentionally relax your muscles and vocal cords, helping you to prepare your voice for performance or speaking. Warming up is a great way to keep your voice safe and sounding its best. By doing some fun warm-up exercises, you can help reduce the chance of injury and boost your vocal performance. And that's very important. We oftentimes come out and we just because we're on a worship team or we just know how to sing, we just go right into it. It's very key to warm up your voice early in the morning before you have to come out to service, so you don't damage your vocal cords. It's like giving your voice a gentle stretch so it's ready to shine. Additionally, engaging in some specific warm-up exercises helps stretch the flexibility of your vocal cords, better prepare you to explore various singing styles, and easily navigate different vocal registers. So warming up is a vital practice that enhances one's ability to produce a more dynamic and controlled sound. This process fine-tunes one's vocal skills and cultivates a deeper connection to artistic expression. Engaging in a thoughtful warm-up routine empowers one to convey emotions and ideas more confidently and clearly. So now we're going to go into our vocal warm-ups, and we're going to hear from Charmaine Brown. It's a Sunday morning walker. I do this every morning before I come in to service. We start practice or pre-rehearsal practice here at around 7:15, 7:30. I am up at around 5 o'clock in the morning, starting my day, warming up my voice, so that when time I get here, my voice is already warmed up and I can hit those notes and not be, breaking in terms of my voice during the day. So Charmaine Brown, she teaches the world-renowned singing success vocal methodology created by Brett Manning. His clients have won 46 Grammys, 27 CMAs, and 23 AMAs, and his content, the one that she teaches, has gathered over 500 billion views on YouTube alone. Charmaine has curated and created some of the best exercises to train worship leaders in contemporary vocal techniques, which have been proven to increase skill and confidence for leading worship and singing background vocals on worship teams. You don't have to get up for this one. You could just follow along, but I'll be back after the video. Thanks.
Hey, my name is Charmaine Brown. I'm a worship leader, vocal coach, and creator of theworshipvocalist.com. If you're anything like me, you've probably experienced some frustrating things in your voice if you've been singing for any length of time, pitchy high notes. Louder and louder, you're gonna hear my praises roar. Low notes that bottom out. And spoke your name into the night. Tired, hoarse, strained vocal cords, and especially if you lead multiple services in a weekend, you know that dreaded feeling of just hoping your voice will make it through till the final song before it gives out, right? I've felt all of these things in my voice, and I hear from singers all the time who are experiencing these same issues, and here's the good news. It doesn't have to be that way. One of the most important things you can do for your voice, not only to eliminate these issues, but to protect your voice from long-term damage, is to have a vocal warm-up routine that you go through each and every time before you sing. This goes for all singers and for singing at any time of the day, but it's especially important for those of us who sing on Sunday mornings. You'd never see an Olympic athlete roll out of bed and immediately jump onto the track and aggressively sprint a 100-meter race, right? You see them warming up their muscles, jogging, stretching for hours beforehand, taking it slow, easy at first, gently coaxing their muscles out of rest so that they can get the most out of them in the race. Most singers don't warm up at all, or they don't know how to warm up their voices properly. So often we jump in quickly to sing our songs, and then our voices break down quickly. If that's you, if you don't typically warm up, don't feel bad, but don't stay there. Commit to doing better. Understand that belting out your songs in the car on the way to rehearsal, that's not warming up. That's like jumping out of bed and sprinting as fast as you can. When we sing on cold vocal cords, we're forcing our voice into heavy, full muscle coordinations. The vocal cords swell up, they get inflamed, the voice starts to crack. And once that happens, it's difficult to get it out of that state. You'll end up with a tired voice, or way worse, vocal nodules or vocal hemorrhaging, things I want you to stay far, far away from. A good vocal warm up, instead of forcing our voice and fighting with it to get it to do what we want it to do, a warm up eases our voice into the resonance and the coordinations that we need for our songs by relaxing the muscles and gently allowing the voice to find itself, which for you means better high notes, better low notes, less fatigue, and more stamina on a Sunday morning. Sounds like a win to me. Let's face it, morning is not the most ideal time to sing. We're going from our vocal cords being in a complete resting state to all of a sudden needing so much power and range for so many of the contemporary worship songs we sing. But morning is the time for us as worship vocalists when we need to sing. So rather than resent that fact, we need a strategy to ensure that we get the most out of our voice and that we don't do damage to our vocal cords. I recommend beginning your warm up as early as possible, ideally 1.5 to 2 hours before singing. Yes, on a Sunday morning, this means getting up early. I'm up at 5:30 for a 7:30 a.m. worship rehearsal. And yes, I drag my husband out of bed with me, whether he's on worship team or not. The point of getting up early is not so that we can be doing vocal warm-ups that whole time. That would be excessive. I'm up early, but much of that 2 hours is me being silent. The key is that we want to do the vocal warm-ups slowly over that period of 1.5 to 2 hours. You might think that the extra sleep would be more helpful. And believe me, I wish. I love the snooze button, but it's actually the being awake, getting the blood flowing, the muscles moving, the vocal cords gently vibrating early on in the morning that will help your voice last longer. Remember this, the longer you warm up for, the longer you'll be strong for. Belting out your songs as a warm up on the way to church is a recipe for disaster. And going from no singing to belting out a few vocal warm-ups on the way to church is not that much better. What your voice needs is a slow, methodical, gentle warm-up that's not only going to bring out the best in your voice, but it's also going to give your voice longevity and stamina. For those of you who do multiple services in a weekend, this is not just a good idea. This is absolutely imperative. For those of you who your job, your career relies on you being able to sing or speak or both, warming up is not optional. Trust me, I've met too many worship leaders and pastors who've lost their voices, who've had to get surgery, take a leave of absence from their job. And for many of them, they could have bypassed all that if they'd taken better care of their voice. So here's what I want you to do. Start your morning warm up slow. Start with a few stretches when you first get out of bed, especially your upper body and neck. I like to do some exaggerated yeses and nos, side to side. Some shoulder shrugs. Ooh, feels good. And then after you've been awake for a little bit, we want to do a few lip roll slides like this. I like to do that in the shower as I'm waking up. The voice doesn't want anything intense right away. So we never want to make big sounds or do scales that cover a lot of range first thing in the morning. Just try that right now. Go up and down in your range, nice and easy. I like to just warm up slowly as I get ready in the morning. A good rule of thumb is to do 1 to 2 minutes of warm-ups and then just rest your voice for 10 to 15 minutes as you continue to get ready. Then another 1 to 2 minutes of warm-ups, then another rest. All of this is laid out for you in the accompanying audio warm-up, so don't feel like you need to remember every detail here. You'll be able to just follow along with that. The lip roll is one of the best warm-ups for the voice. Another great warm-up is a hum, nice and light. You can either do an M hum or an NG, like the end of the word song, whichever you prefer. Humming is super relaxing for the voice, so it's great for early in the morning. Another great early morning warm-up is a lazy, relaxed vocal fry. It sounds like this. Whoa. Yeah. No pushing, no straining. It should sound very groggy. Whoa. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The lip roll, humming, and vocal fry are designed to ease our voice into the warm-up because we're not putting any excess weight on the vocal cords. I like to do those 3 things on and off a few times for the first hour as I'm getting ready in the morning. Like I said, a minute or so of those light warm-ups, then rest the voice and repeat that a few times as you get ready. showering, eating breakfast, getting dressed, getting the kids dressed, warming up the voice. Just build it into your morning routine to do some relaxed warm-ups. Be patient with your voice as you warm up. Don't be concerned about the quality of the tone you're getting at first. The idea is that we're moving from light to heavier coordinations in the voice. We're trying to get our voice to agree with us, not force it into submission. We're allowing the voice to wake up. We're letting it find itself. So if you start to feel any strain, pressure, or tightness, just back off, go even lighter, take longer rests, let your voice move at the speed it wants to, which might be really, really slow. And that's why we need to start the process early in the morning.
Hope that was helpful to you. I heard some of you doing the vocal fry. It was kind of humorous. It's nice. So now we're going to hear from Cheryl Porter. So with an astounding 32 million followers across platforms like TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram, Mama Cheryl's influence has reached international heights. Her fun and captivating vocal lessons have created a fan base that spans continents with dedicated followers from over 150 countries. So I actually use this in the fine arts program. I sit as the vocal division overseer for the fine arts program, and I train our next generation of singers and with this method. So I'll ask if you can humbly please stand again. So she's a little eccentric and joyous. So I hope you have fun with these exercises. Okay, Jen.
Hey there, sweetheart. It's me, Mama Cheryl, here with another amazing vocal exercise duet. We're going to be improving our tone, our vocal registers, that head voice, that mixed voice, that chest voice, bringing it all together, and you are going to love it. Let's go. Me, me, ma, moo. Mi, me, ma, mo, me, mi. Ooh, oh, eh. Ooh, oh, wee. Get ready. Ha, 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 ha. Yes. Ho, 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 ho. Ooh, 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 ooh. Hee, 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 hee. Let's go. Oh, yeah. Sing it, baby. Oh, we. Oh, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Ooh. Sing it, baby. Oh, yes. Ooh. Ee. Ah. Ee. Yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, we. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And dance. Woo! Come on, baby. Keep on singing. You promised me. Keep on practicing. Yes. Me, me, ma, mo, moo. Last one. Me, me, ma, mo, moo. Thank you so much for singing with me today, sweetheart, and keep on practicing. If you like this vocal exercise and you want to keep on practicing with me, I can't wait to see you at my online singing course. And if nobody told you this today, I love you so much, and I'll see you in class. Love you, baby. Bye.
So with this exercise, I need you to kind of embrace it, have more energy towards the vocal exercise, because it's intense. All right. So she's going to demonstrate, and then you're gonna practice it, and then she's gonna run right through. There's half-step modulations, right? So you're gonna go up at least 5 or 6 times to get prepared. All right. Remember, singing is about thinking first, and everything else afterwards. So let's run the video here.
Hello, my sweetheart. This is Cheryl Porter, singer and your vocal coach here to give you an incredible vocal exercise that I wrote called the Happy Joyful Warm-Up. This exercise is going to help you improve your vibrato, diaphragm, vowel placement, vocal agility, vocal resistance, and your tone quality. And it goes like this. Make sure you keep those vowels stable and nice and round.
I'm gonna raise my voice and sing with joy.
Give me some really nice articulation and give me a super vibrato on that joy.
Oh,
Make sure you feel that work in that diaphragm and not in your throat. Make sure you stay away from that nasal sound, because that M is a trap, sweetheart. So get your boxing gloves if you have them, and let's go!
I'm gonna raise my voice and sing with joy. I'm gonna raise my voice and sing with joy. I'm gonna raise my voice and sing with joy.
Go! Keep those vowels placed nicely.
Sing with joy.
Nothing in the throat. Nothing. Keep it open. Go! Yes!
I'm gonna raise my voice and sing with joy.
Ooh, can you feel that burning?
I'm gonna raise my voice and sing with joy. I'm gonna raise my voice and sing with joy.
Oh my God, can you feel the burn, sweetheart? Woo! Lord, I hope you love this exercise as much as I do. If you love this vocal exercise and you want more vocal exercises just like this one, just take my online course and I will see you in class. Mwah! Bye, baby. Woo!
So how was that? I do these things every day, pretty much. I don't just come up here and just belt out notes and lead worship. I go home and practice. I drive my wife crazy at home. She tells me shut up when she wants to watch TV. But I'm always practicing, because you got to train, keep your vocal cords sharp. So I have this research slide here, right? So you can scan, or I'm in your way. All right, so the worship vocalist, that was Charmaine Brown, right? You'll find there, these are paid subscriptions, right? So I pay for this, is about $300 a year for worship vocalists. You'll find out things like discover your voice, learn to sing worship harmony, master your voice, and taking care of your voice. The one in the middle, the top, the vocal coach by Chris and Cal Betty. They have passed away, but they're Christian vocal coaches, and there's a lot of material that you can get from them, and I'll tell you a little bit more about this one. You don't have to pay for this, but you can learn things like blend, breathing, diction, expanding your range, performance, and tone. Then the infamous Mama Cheryl Porter. This is also a paid subscription. You'll find learning singing basics, improve your confidence, improve your range, learn vocal workouts, and improve riffs and runs. Now at the bottom left, there's a Google Drive. Now I talked about the vocal coach. So I paid for this many years ago because I've been doing this for years. That link will get you to all of their material. So I'm sharing that with everyone. So you can download the material and access it at any time. It's good material. It's not as vibrant as Mama Cheryl, but it gives the same types of concepts, just delivered in a different way. And finally, I hope I'm not blocking you guys, the Free Voice Handbook from Berklee College of Music. If you scan that code, and it'll take you to a form, you just fill out your information and you'll get a free voice handbook from Berklee.